Hey guys, Romeo Hertz here, giving you the next chapter of Naruto chapter 628. And this week's chapter was, I wouldn't say disappointing, but I would say it was dull, um, lower than expectations, and I just felt it was a wasted opportunity for a lot of story progression. And there's a number of reasons why. This felt like there's a lot of filler stuff, a lot of stuff that was unnecessary, um, because it's already been a lot of the things that we've seen have the point has been made, and a lot of the times the point um, doesn't hold as much weight as it used to in the Naruto series. So to start us off, it starts off with we're not with the Kages anymore. We're with the we're with Obito and Madara, and they're against the Allied forces, and they're both using two katons. Um, Madara is using his fire element Grand Fire Extermination, or Katon Goka Metsu Gakyu, and Obito's using his Katon Bakufu Rambu, which is his fire element Chaotic Dance of the Storm, or at least that's what the translation says. And basically, the fight is it's not go it's going back it's not really going back and forth. The Allied forces aren't really doing much. You'd think they had a plan. They said, oh, we've got a time limit, now's the time to attack. Only people who can use physical attack should attack Madara. Only the people who you have to work together to try and use up Obito's time slot so that he can't use his ability anymore, which I don't even see how that works, to be honest. I thought you have to use it continuously. If you give him a break, wouldn't that just reset the time limit? You guys tell me what you think, because I really don't know how that 5 minutes works out. But basically the forces are they're not really doing anything. They're not. It's pretty low tier actually, considering all the abilities that everyone has. Naruto, obviously, he's redistributing his chakra, and I gotta be honest. If you remember the fight against Sage Naruto and Pain Nagato, I remember the was it Katsuya? The slug was saying that you should stay out of Naruto's fight because you're just being in the way, and I feel the same thing here. I feel they're just in the way. Ever since they've come in, they've just been a distraction, but they haven't really slowed anything down. They haven't stopped anything. They haven't made any progress at all. All they've been doing is been losing a lot of members. A lot of people have been dying. When if it had been, I guess because the QB and the Hatchaby had to recharge, but if you ask me, that recharge was just simply so the Allied forces could get involved, get some screen time. And I'm also disappointed with Obito and Madara. I mean, considering all they're capable of, I don't think it's acceptable. It's feasible. Yeah, I don't think it's feasible for them to be kind of not putting their all in. I mean, Madara, it makes no sense. Madara is using the normal version of Susanoo, and it's like you've got final Susanoo, you've got perfect Susanoo. You'd think that for a guy who wants to start, if a guy who wants to start this infinite Tsukiyomi, kind of as soon as possible, you'd think you want to eradicate the Allied forces, and I just don't understand Obito, why he has the Rinnegan, why Kishimoto keeps drawing him with the Rinnegan when he never uses it. It's really really annoying now. It's like every time it's like Kamui, 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 and it's like, come on, you've got your chakra chains, um, fire style, okay, but he's also got wood release. What's all that about? And but he doesn't use the Rinnegan's abilities. So was he just bluffing when he said that my eye was hungry for battle when he was speaking to Kabuto before they ran out? It's just a lot lower stuff, and it shouldn't be. There's at this point in the game, in the story, they should be going all out, and I understand where Kishimoto is coming from, in that they're a bit too OP. They are a bit too overpowered, and in between them is the Jubi. But that, if that's the case, he should have never have given them these abilities, or implied they had these abilities, and then never used them, because it's really disappointing, and it's almost like a backwards in development for the characters when they've got these abilities as ninjas and they're not using it. I think a ninja's saying is kind of use everything you can as much as you can, or read underneath the underneath. And I'm not seeing it. It's just really flashy. So Naruto can control his chakra in the other shinobi, so he can make it expand to further defend them. He can make their tails move. I've never been on board with the whole Naruto's chakra control is a bit, at this point, I think it kind of ruins his character, because one of the main points about chakra control is you have to be, it's not even about talent, it's about intellect. It's about understanding the nuances of chakra control, and he's somehow managed to mold it, change it for everyone's chakra by just touching them, and he can also control it through their own chakra system, circuitry system. I don't even think the best chakra controllers can do what he can do, and he's micromanaging it. It's a lot for me to swallow, I gotta admit. And Sakura, what is Sakura? What? Why is she even here? I mean, why is Kishimoto wasting time drawing her when he's not going to use it? She has no significance. The only significance she could possibly have at this point is dying. And I'm not saying that to be harsh. I'm really serious. She doesn't have any skills, any ninjutsu. In fact, she's not even that much of a ninja, but she doesn't have much ninjutsu. She doesn't really have anything to contribute. Especially in Naruto's case, because Naruto has his own healing factors. As far as I can tell, the only thing the medics have been doing during this battle has been pumping chakra into other ninja. But everyone's got a finite amount of chakra, or they should, but that rule has been less prevalent since chapter 570, or since this war started. People should have ran out of chakra long ago, but they still haven't. I don't know how that works, but and he's getting tired. He can't handle it all. But I said this at the start. Usually that's a bad sign for Naruto, but during his entire fight, the first instance where he separates his Kyuubi chakra, it's said that he shouldn't go into clone mode, because the Kyuubi would steal all his chakra, but he does it anyway. And at that point, ever since he started fighting Obito, there have been 2 to 4 instances where he's been absolutely tired. He's exhausted, and within that chapter, just by him talking, he no jutsus himself into full chakra again. There's so many times where he loses full nine-tailed beast mode, and then he regains it. So him getting tired, him getting exhausted, it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't have any belief in it. I don't have any value in it. I don't take it at face value. I don't put any value in it at all, because it's not going to stick. I doubt it will. And if it does, that will be very, I think, contradictory, considering what's happened so far. And then the last part of this little section is Obito and Naruto. I think Kishimoto is running out of ideas with Naruto. I really do, because since Obito and Naruto have been fighting, they've been saying the exact same things over and 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 over again. Their ideals, which is Obito's is loneliness, everyone's lonely, everyone, if they're not lonely now, they will be, and Infinite Tsukuyomi will get rid of that, and Naruto's like, well, I've got friends, you don't. I don't need Infinite Tsukuyomi. And they've just been hitting each other with these ideals. And they've been doing it since chapter 560. So it's almost been a year and a half of the same conversation. Over and over and over and over, and I just want it to be over. I just remember at the start when Naruto leaves the Turtle Island and he said, and I think it's Shikaku. He says, "Don't talk to Madara. Don't waste your time with Obito. Don't talk to him. He can't be. He can't. He's not. He doesn't have hatred. He's using hatred, which is kind of true. He's pretty empty, but." It's also a problem for Obito as a character, because he's in a stage where he has to develop, because Kishimoto messed up his development ever since they revealed him, or ever since they revealed him but they didn't go into enough detail into why he is the way he is. We understand what got him on the path, but we don't understand his motives for killing his entire clan, his family, betraying his friends, and going with Madara instead of everything he valued and just thrown it away because Rin died. You know, if he had developed he made other friends and they died, and no matter how many times he made friends they kept dying, that would have worked, but he hasn't. So now he has to start on this whole new development path, but it's really annoying when he's saying words. He's using words that Madara taught him, in which case what's his character? What's original about him? And he's a good manipulator. I mean, the problem with Obito is that Toby. You can't tell if you should ignore what he's done as Toby or recognize it, because they both present their own problems. To recognize it would be to recognize the retcons, the problems, the unrealistic development of his abilities, so on and so forth. But to deny it is to deny his character as Toby, who was, in my opinion, as Toby as a character, not his killing potential, his abilities, was a more compelling and interesting character than Madara was as villain, and is as a villain. Madara isn't really that much of a villain. In fact, he's just got his own. Considering what's happened to him, it's kind of like fate has just pushed him in this direction, and he's, you know, no matter what he's done, it's never worked out. It's like fate's always betrayed him. So he's just kind of like, I can understand, I can understand, tolerate, and even accept why he's done the things he's done, and I can't shit on his reasons. But Obito, this argument, Kishimoto needs to drop it and start moving on, because actually he has, which I'm going to go on to right now, and that's Madara senses Hashirama, and his expression is like a guy on his wedding night, and he's just got into the hotel room and his wife's undressing. That's kind of his expression, and it's like I mean, I thought the Naruto love for Sasuke was a bit over the top, but Madara and Hashirama, it's rather extreme. It's yeah, okay, so the Jubi starts to develop, and its left arm, which from the elbow, it didn't have anything past the elbow on its left arm, but now it does. Its arms are growing. It's starting to transform, or it's starting to fill out Um, I really don't understand what's going on with the Jubi in terms of the fact that it doesn't have all the tail beast chakra, but it's still doing what it's doing. And I don't understand Obito's mentions about sealing the Jubi inside himself. What kind of seal, man? Like, I don't even know. I don't know how anyone, like, remember when Minato said he couldn't seal all of the Jubi's chakra because it was just conceptually and physically just impossible. Um, which makes you wonder: do they have to take a lot of the Jubi's chakra out before they put it in um, Jinchuriki, so that they can handle it? Especially a baby. It's a. I always wondered what that was about. But think about the Jubi. I mean, when Naruto tried to sense it with the Sage mode, he couldn't even comprehend it. It was just too much. It was like a bunch of planetoids, celestial bodies. He just couldn't contemplate it. So how will Obito, I mean, send you DNA, that's great and all, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. And actually, Obito's going against the plan, because wasn't he meant to die for Madara? So that Madara becomes human, so he can become a Jinchuriki? So are they... Well, Obito's gone now, and I'm going to get onto my expectations of this. And Kurama mentions the Tenbenchi, which means, I know I'm not saying that right, but it's the heaven and earth paranormality. Quite a mouthful, a little bit of a tongue twister, but I'm guessing it means paranormal activity. It means creating a paranormal effect in the world. And just before this happens, Obito and Kakashi, they warp away because Kakashi was going to try and use Kamui to send the Jubi somewhere else. Oh, Kakashi, fucking. Anyway, yeah. So they warp away, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest right now. This is the time where Kakashi needs to die, and Obito needs to beat Kakashi in a one-on-one fight. This is the only time. If he loses against Kakashi, when by rights he shouldn't lose to Kakashi. He's got better weapons. He's got Senju DNA. His Kamui actually isn't as good as Kakashi's. Kakashi can send things away. Yeah, Kakashi can send things away and suck them up, but for some odd reason Obito can't. But maybe we'll finally see the Rinnegan, maybe. But if we do, then Kakashi is doomed. He's doomed. He doesn't stand a chance. I mean, regardless of his seemingly infinite amount of chakra and the fact that he never goes blind, he shouldn't stand a chance. By rights, he shouldn't stand a chance. And even if he does, he shouldn't win. I expect him to deal not a fatal wound on Obito, but definitely a bad kind of wound. But I expect him to die. This is his time now, especially when someone has to clear room for Naruto becoming the next Kage. And it will be really good for Obito's this fight now is the only thing that can save Obito's character. It's the only thing. It's the only thing. And if Kishimoto misses this opportunity, then I'm sorry, he's a bad writer. He is a bad writer. You cannot. If he's saying the same things, Rin died, and I better get some answers as to why it played out the way it did. Why Kakashi had to kill her. Why they were even out. Why they wanted Rin. Why Obito decided to kill all the ninjas that seemed to want to help her, or at least catch her, as opposed to Kakashi who killed her, and he never got revenge on Kakashi. You'd think, for a guy who pretty much is the entire reason everything's so messed up in the Naruto world at the start of the series, you'd think Kakashi would be dead. Would have been dead a long time ago. But, okay, so, there's a lot of development there. And the last point is the Jubi itself. Now, I personally think, even with the Kages, the Kages need to be... They don't need to be just overpowered. After this Tenbenchi, if Madara actually manages to become the Jinchuriki of the Jubi, nah. Like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna admit, I was against, because I didn't see how he could, Minato giving Naruto the other half of the Kyuubi's chakra, but now it's like, it's not even an option. It's a necessity at this point, because Naruto, Kyuubi chakra or no, he's not on the level. He's not on the level, and I hope Sasuke really brings something to the table, because they need all the help. I mean, all the help. I mean, all the help they can get, because after the technique the Jubi just pulled out, plus Madara's perfect Susanoo and the fact he can use wood release, and he's got the Rinnegan. They're fucked. I'm sorry. I don't see how they can win. I really don't. I really don't. Unless they do a Nakama power up or something, I don't see how they can win. So that's me for today. What do I give this chapter? I give this chapter a wasted effort out of 10. Because that's what I felt. I felt like there was just there's probably 4 to 5 pages worth of stuff he could have cut out. I mean, it was flashy, yeah, okay, but there's 4 to 5 pages of stuff he could have cut out and used to move the story along, used to move characters along, conversations that were a waste of time because we've heard about them for a year and a half. It's the same conversation over and over and over again. He needs to move on. He really needs to move on. I'm sick of this conversation. Yeah, just a lot of waste, especially when he took a week off. I mean, doing this Mario one-shot, whatever it is, that's nice, that's cool, but he's got priorities. And if this is what he's... Yeah, he better up his game. He better change it up a bit, modify it, because I'm not satisfied with this chapter. Next week better be really good. It better be... And I better get that flashback. I better get that flashback, because Kishimoto, you know, I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt, mainly because of the stuff of part 1, because he has some really cool fights. But if he is negligent on one of the most important characters in the Naruto series, Obito, regardless of whether you like him or not, he has such a huge... he moves and shakes the Naruto world. He has. And he's killed hundreds of thousands of people. Well, in his lifetime, he's probably responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people for a lot of wars, now that I think about it. I mean, he did start Akatsuki under Madara's orders, yeah, but if he just met Madara, he could have said no and walked away. And he was running the show. I don't think Madara told him, kill the Uchiha. You're going to have to do that sooner or later. There's a lot of stuff here where Obito took the initiative, and we don't need lukewarm answers. We don't need half-assed answers. We don't need cold answers. We need... Kishimoto needs to go ham, H-A-M, on Obito's backstory, on his character foundation that makes him Toby. So that's Romeo Hurts. This week's chapter of Naruto 628. Catch you guys later.